Hi everybody and welcome. My name is Dawn of Embracing Dawn and this is a full moon choose your message video. So these are the three piles that you saw in the picture of the picture. So take a moment to look at number 1, number 2, and number 3. And we'll do 3 separate readings. The timestamps will be in the description below. So just click on that little triangle, it'll open it up. And you'll see deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, and you click on the time beside the deck and it will take you straight to your message that you've chosen. Okay, so we will get started once you've decided, make a decision about which one is calling to you, which energy is, you're feeling the most, and then go to the description and click on that one. Okay, so we're going to get started with deck number 1. So we're just going to place these to the side and let's take a look here. So looking at deck 1 here, this is deck 1. We're going to get started with that. And I apologize if they're out of order from the picture, but you're seeing them. So we're going to shuffle up and we're going to take one of these cards. These are magic, moon cards. So we're just going to take a little look at this and see which card comes up for the message. That's too many. So let's see what happens here. So this is a general reading for any sign. It doesn't matter what sign you are. See if anything pops out. We're just going to cut then for the thing. Okay, so beauty. I have a form which is divine and I allow what is within to shine. Number 4. So this is all about you recognizing your inner grace. Full moons are all about releasing. They're all about things coming to conclusion. They're all about letting go, allowing things to leave that need to leave with grace, and reestablishing yourself for the new moon energy and setting a new cycle. So let's just see we'll pull another card just as a side focus, and we'll get going with some tarot. Okay, soaring into joy. Childlike wonder fills my life. So this is really, these align really well together. So for this full moon, it could be that it's time to let some heavy stuff go. And it's time to recognize all of the places where there is this beautiful joy and this beautiful spark inside of you. Because this beauty is not about physical beauty. This is about your inner beauty, your inner self. I have a form which is divine, which is connected, and I allow what is within me to shine. So this cycle could definitely be a cycle for you where you're going to allow yourself to be your more authentic self, where you're shedding some old thoughts, some old programs, some old, relationships that don't serve you anymore, that kind of thing. So let's see. We're going to pull some tarot for the reading and get a little more deeply into it. Okay, so this one came out. Alrighty. Oh, another one. There we go. Yeah, already I can see this. You're coming into a shift here. We've got 2 major arcana that have come up right away. We're going to cut for the rest. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Here we go. Okay, so you have, out of 6 cards, you have 4 major arcana, and you've got a little bit of emotional, mental energy here, and then a focus on a specific chakra. So for those of you that chose this about letting your inner self shine, it looks like you've been dealing with some, you're in a phase of transition here, and this full moon this energy is allowing you to release all of this that's been building. This, for those of you that chose this, you may have been going through a process in the last few months, maybe even over the last year, where things have definitely changed and shifted for you, because we have solitude here, number 9. And that is all about going within. You notice the image, the person has this book and they're learning. Now, in the traditional tarot, I just want to check, it would be the Hermit. So this is about searching, guidance, solitude. So you've been in this mode where you're searching for something. You're going within, and the way that the world has worked on the outside for you hasn't really aligned with who you are becoming on the inside. And so you've been in this hermit mode where you've been withdrawn, you've had time to contemplate, and you've maybe come to some real awakenings, because on top of that, we have another major arcana card, and these speak to bigger, more important life events than just little day-to-day things. They speak to things that are more significant. And the fact that you have 4 out of 6 in that whole deck that just came out like that, it's pretty, it speaks to that. So number 5, you have wisdom. So this solitude is helping you. It has been helping you to gain wisdom around situations, around people, relationships, the way you move through the world, what aligns for you, what you have the sort of the strength and the confidence to let shine, and what you've been holding back. And it's time for you to really let that shine, through this full moon cycle. Let go of those things that don't bring you joy. Let go of those things that are heavy. Allow them to release with that lunar energy, and you can free up so much more space, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. You have an opportunity to fill up with brand new things, and integrate brand new things. And you're definitely going through something major here. And this lunar cycle is important for you, because we have another major arcana on top, number 1, which is awareness. So through this introspection, through this stepping back and really, looking at yourself and getting into your own thoughts and desires and alignment, you're really coming into a space of alignment, seeing the value of you, you're gaining wisdom here. You're shifting and gaining wisdom, and it's bringing you into a space of awareness. We have the number 1, which would be the magician in a traditional tarot. So this is about manifestation. This is awareness. You notice that you've got the circle around your higher chakras here, and then you've got the crown chakra that's lit up. That's your connection to source energy. That's your connection to your higher self. It comes in through your crown chakra, in through the physical form. And so you're coming into this space where this is also about manifesting. So you're starting something new. It's a new journey. It's not the Fool, which is the 0 card, where you're stepping out into an unknown. You've actually done some inside work here, and you are coming into this place where you are ready to manifest something new. So through this full moon, you're going to be able to let go of a lot of things, come into some realizations with a lot of things, and it'll be different for all of you as a general read. But now you can really feel inside, that there's a new awareness, a new understanding, a new relationship that you have with yourself that is now ready to manifest itself in the world. So it's about allowing that process and allowing things to leave. And you have a special focus on your sacral chakra, number 2. So number 1, master number, number 2, master number as well. Sacral chakra is down here around your pelvic area. It's just above the root chakra. And it's all about, it's a lower emotional body chakra. And it's usually deep-seated things. It's our one-to-one relationships with things. So relationships with others, relationships with money, relationships with our sexuality and our perception of our sexuality. That's all sacral chakra work. So those of you that have chosen this message, you are releasing a lot of what doesn't serve you within that sacral chakra, which is really important when you are when you're on your personal path, whatever that represents to you, really clearing out those lower chakras that sit in the emotional body, so to speak, you know, the lowering centers that house the emotions. It's really important to clear that up, because a lot of what we carry on a cellular level has to do more with what we were taught or what we were trained or socialized to do, as opposed to what really aligns with us personally or individually, you know. So you're doing a lot of work right now, realizing how your individual relationships with money, how you perceive money, you know, is it a place of fear, or is it a place of joy? You know, do you see it as something, as a tool where you can create abundance with it, or do you see it as something controlling? And if there's fear in that sacral chakra with your relationship to money, then that vibration carries with you, you know. Also, relationships with others individually, one-to-one, relationship with, you know, a job as well, you know, the people at your work. But these are all about those one-on-one connections, and your sexuality, your sense of self, your sexual self, your sensual self is shifting. So in this full moon, if nothing else, take some time to either journal, write things down, just free write, doesn't even matter what comes up, just get started and let it flow, no judgment, you know, and let it all go. And then on full moon that's coming up in the next couple of days, you want to release that out. And one way you could do that is to have, you know, a fireproof bowl of some kind and just burn the letter or burn the notes and release that energy up into the universe. And that's a symbolic way of, you know, letting something go. But you are definitely shifting in your sacral chakra, which then, once that clears up more, you have a new space for alignment to happen within all of your chakras, right? Now, this may come with a little bit of disruption. This would be the Tower card, number 16. So this realization that you've come into, or these realizations that you've come into, the Tower moment sometimes means literally in the physical world, things will fall apart. So maybe you'll be leaving that job, you know, or maybe that job will be leaving you because the universe has something better for you that you've been a little bit afraid to take the leap on for yourself, you know. Or it might be that your domestic situation needs to shift, or your physical home needs to shift. Something physical could happen, but also this card to me means an internal, really big aha moment where you come into a realization that your perception is completely shifted. And to me, that's what this means within this reading, because these cards are really about the internal journey. And the message is about allowing yourself to shine in your divine beauty, in the innate greatness that you are, because we all are, you know. We just need to realize that and to exuberate the joy that's definitely in you. Now we have a number 2, so pay attention to 2s as well. Could be dates, could be weeks, months, how it'll be different for everyone, but we have a repeat of that number 2. And this is mental conflict. So this Tower moment may cause the mind to, you know, the ego to jump in, a little bit of fear to come up. And this is the perfect energy in a full moon to allow that to be released, to allow that to go, to sit in it with some, with intention, but not with judgment. You know, it's not to be hard on yourself. You're just looking at it from the best observer perspective that you can look at it from, you know, without that judgment, without that harshness, and allowing that energy to shift. So I think some of you are really coming into a huge transformation, a huge internal awakening, which is going to shift your life from a more fear-based sort of perspective to a more joy-based perspective. And I'm sure for those of you that connect with this, you're feeling it, like you're already feeling that. So allow the energy of the moon to support you in releasing this. Okay, and one other card flipped out here. And again, if you could click like and subscribe down in the description below, that would be terrific and help me to build and grow and stay connected with you. So I was going to pull another card here, and we've got the Lovers. So this is interesting because this card, you know, this reading really hasn't been about romance or love, but this could definitely be connected to your capacity to love others. And through the release of this, through the full moon energy and coming into a completely new vibration, to me, this means that if you are unattached, then this could be opening up the space for you to have a really great love that's ready to come into your life, and you're letting go of enough stuff, you know, and shifting your consciousness enough and your perspective, coming into that place of feeling like you deserve that, and you know intuitively that you deserve that, then you could have this brilliant new love that wants to, you know, to come in and show itself. So that could be where the 2 is, you know, 2 weeks, 2 months, who knows? It could also be that with this, if you're in a union of some kind, this kind of shift could really bring this connection much closer, because you're going to align much better once this full moon energy is through and you've moved through this process. You'll be much more open, and your perception of yourself will be shifted. Therefore, your perception and your integration and your relating with others will be different as well. So if you've chosen the first deck, this is your full moon message, and I wish you all the best. Please remember to live big and shine your light bright. Until next time. Hi everybody. Okay, if you've chosen this deck, deck 2, then we're going to start your reading right now. So let's get going. We're going to shuffle them and see if one comes out, if it wants to pop out or not. But full moon, the full moon, we are in its window right now, but it's not for a couple of days. And full moon is really all about things coming to fruition, allowing that harvest, you know, so to speak. It's about closing chapters, finishing things off, and it's also about releasing and letting go of what doesn't serve, with the support of the energy of, you know, the moon and the universe. So we've got safe travel, number 22. Keep me safe and let me roam far away, but bring me home. So number 22 is a master number, so that's important, right, all by itself. So let's pull a second focus card, and then we will get into some tarot to get more information. So this could be where you're actually going to be taking a trip, perhaps, where you're, you know, clearing things up where you currently are to prepare for that, or you're, you know, you're doing some internal travel, so to speak, where you're doing a lot of meditation, you're doing a lot of, you know, you're busy in your sort of your spiritual growth, your personal path, and it could be reflected in that as well, you know. So let's see. Okay, so we have number 10, 3 to 1. So this is that beautiful energy of everything together. The whole universe is together. So this is about, definitely about your spiritual growth, you know, because this is about, you know, as above, so below, and the self. You know, we are all connected. We are all united. The cosmos, Mother Earth, our integrated spirits, you know, collective consciousness, we are all connected. And then with your first card about traveling and roaming far from home, that quite often when we meditate, you know, we'll travel and receive messages. You know, people will come in our sleep. We'll get messages in our sleep. Through daydreaming, through meditative state, that kind of thing, and it brings about great transformation for us. So let's just shuffle these up really quick and very well, just to make sure that they're all integrated, and see if any want to pop out, and if not, we will cut the deck for them, okay? Okay, so let's cut the deck and we will see what comes up. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful. This is really nice. Okay, so this is a perfect full moon message. Here we go. So we've got 2 8s and 2 6s here that are repeating. So 8s and 6s might be important for you, whether that's in reference to time, 6 days, 8 days, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. It could be something connected to that. Perhaps your birthday, if it's connected with 8s and 6s. But what's also interesting is these are all even numbers in a row. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 is how it goes. So that's interesting too. Maybe it's the even numbers. Look out for those messages, those numbers repeating in this next lunar cycle. So we have emotional withdrawal here to begin, number 8. So the green border is all about emotions. So on some level here, keep me safe and let me roam. Okay, so you've been feeling withdrawn. You've been going through a shift. Things haven't been aligned with, you either haven't been aligned, with your inner self, or your outer world hasn't really aligned. And on some level, you haven't really kind of felt safe, so to speak, maybe emotionally or mentally. There's been a lot going on, or you've had some conflict, because we do have a little bit of a conflict card here coming up. But then we have number 2, the waiting game. So this is about patience. And again, you see this card, as above, so below. You've got your tree, it's the hourglass, which represents the time, but you've got the roots in the bottom half. And then you've got, the tree in its fruition in the top half there. So again, this is about that keeping me grounded, keeping me safe. The roots are the grounding into Mother Earth, which is all connected, right? So this is about you pulling back and sitting in, dealing with some emotional pain, perhaps some emotional conflict, and you've withdrawn. And the message here is get grounded within this full moon energy. Get yourself grounded and allow yourself to release whatever this pain is, whatever is causing the lowering emotions, the lowering vibrations. Maybe you've got a lot of stuff from the past, that you've been carrying with you, and it's time to let that go. Maybe it is you're literally contemplating moving, and you've been knowing that where you are, the position you're in, the situation you're in, whether that's moving homes or work, however that pertains to you, but maybe you've been in contemplation with that and you've stopped yourself because of fear of change, and this is about patience, because it's the waiting game, but it's also about taking action when you need to, and not getting stuck in that place of fear, because we've got here this number 8 again, trapped in fear. And when it's surrounded by this one, it is mental. So it's both mental and emotional 8s that you've got. So this would be the swords, and this would be the cups in a traditional tarot. So this is whatever this situation is where you've been faced with this possible shift and move in your life, and it could be literal, whether it be through work or through your current living situation, relationship-wise. You've been really ruminating on this. You've been really focused on it, and it's kind of been a heavy energy, and it's gotten you stuck in your lowering chakras here. And the key to this, because you are going to be moving on from this, and we have this card here, number 6, which is moving on. So the 6s are all about harmony. They're all about harmony. They're all about, just want to check the color for you. Yeah, they're all about harmony. They're all about resolution. They're all about things being balanced and equal. And this would be the 6 of Cups. So this is about goodwill, innocence, childhood. This is about the moving, being able to move on from something and see the joy in it. Because you see, you've got the 6s here, and this person is standing and there's all these leaves that are drifting through. He's got darkness behind him, but the light is in front of him. So moving towards that light. So with this full moon energy, you're moving on. You're letting go and moving through whatever has sparked this sense of fearfulness within you in an emotional level and on a mental level. Lots of overthinking. So take some time and journal. Take some time and, just free write. Doesn't even matter what comes out. It could be the same word that you write on the page 75 times. Whatever is coming through, let it come through. And then if you want, on full moon, you can get a fireproof bowl of some kind or container and then burn that and symbolically release that, to the universe and to that lunar energy to support you. Because again, you're coming into the end of something, like you're bringing closure to something here with this full moon energy. You're also tying up all of the loose ends, so to speak, and you're moving through something and letting it go in order to open yourself up for that new moon and that new cycle to start again. And it's interesting because your last two cards are chakra cards, which mean you need to pay a special attention as you move through this next little bit with these two particular centers. And one is your heart chakra. So this is affecting your heart chakra. And your heart chakra is the connecting space between Mother Earth Gaia. Energy comes up through your feet, through your lowering chakras to your heart space. And then higher self, collective consciousness, spiritual energy comes from the top through the crown and then down into the heart space, okay? So that's where they both connect and align. And when they come together, you experience this beautiful connectedness, like, in this card. And the other one is your third eye chakra. Now your third eye is here, and it's that, it's that seeing within. It's where you can, you see things without your visual, your physical eyes. Your third eye is where you focus in and you get the visions, you get the visuals, you get, your messages come through there. Like, that's where your focus needs to be, is on these higher chakras right here and here, and allowing them to be open and allowing yourself to move on and move through whatever this is for you. And it'll be different for everybody, but this full moon energy is asking you, there is a change and you see it coming, okay? There is a change and you feel it coming, allow that change to happen, whether that's a physical move, whether that's just, an internal huge shift, whether that's allowing yourself to go more deeply into your practice of your spiritual practice of, that deeper meditation, leaning in and allowing the full physical form without, the ego going, oh my gosh, what's going on? I'm not in control. What's happening here? Just allowing it to flow and really open things up for you and connect, and life, that fear will go. It will dissipate because you're more lined up on a spiritual level. It's quite lovely. Like, it can be, change is scary when we look at things from our human perspective, because what's familiar, even though it may not be terrific, it's familiar. It's what we know. We can predict what's going to happen. It's comfortable on some level, whether maybe it's not positive, but we know it, but then that unknown, it can trigger those fear, those fear centers in the lowering chakras, the lower chakras, not lowering, the lower chakras, because it's unknown to us. It's not guaranteed, all the what ifs come in. You need to just allow that to be what it's going to be and let the universe support you. So you've got here, surrender to success. You're ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into exciting new world of possibilities. So this is really what it is, in the end. For those of you that chose this one, you may have had a lack of abundance, a lack of success, and it's been affecting you, and this is about clearing the way for that, because the universe is letting you know you're ready for this. The universe wants to bring this to you, but you've got to work through and release this stuff and allow these changes that are going to lead towards this success, allow them to unfold and to not resist them. So this is your full moon message if you've chosen this particular deck, deck 2. And please remember to click like and subscribe if you could, and help me to stay connected with you and grow and share with others. And remember to live big and shine your light bright. Until next time. Hi everyone. Okay, so if you've chosen deck 3, this is your deck and this is your reading for this full moon coming up in the next couple of days. I want to say it's the 27th that will be in the fully full moon energy, but we're already in it right now. So we're going to shuffle cards, and we'll pull one focus card and then another anchor and then some tarot. Alrighty. So full moon is all about harvest. It's all about bringing things to fruition. It's all about closing, tying up loose ends. It's also about releasing what no longer serves. So coming into this full moon, which is our Pisces full moon, and it's our Pisces full moon, and then we'll be coming into another one in March as well. So we've got number 11, passion, rise up high, inflame my purpose and reach the sky. Number 11, that's a master number. So it could be that this is romantic based for those of you that are, in union or not, or on your own. This could be that, or it could be just all about what are you passionate about? Is it time to finally open that up and allow that to come forward in the world, Okay, 2 of them have popped out, so we're going to take both of them. So we have God speaks. That's your connection to divine source. You see it there? So that's about messages. And then you've got ethereal touch. And you see this almost looks like an angelic figure, So you've got messages from your guides, from your angels, from your, your ancestors. There's all kinds of messages coming through for you right now, especially in this full moon window. And that this etheric touch, along with God speaks, tells me this is all about signs and signals for you around igniting this passion, or if you know already what that passion is, how do you get there? How do you allow that to happen? So let's see what might be affecting this on your full moon release. What might you be needing to release? What might you be tying up in order to, close a chapter, to open a chapter to something new? Let's see what happens. Okay, one kind of stuck out, so we took it. That's so interesting to me. You know what's super funny? It's really interesting to me, and I have to say it. We're going to go with it. But you saw me shuffle the deck, right? You saw me work through all the cards and cut them. And 5 of the 6 cards are exactly the same as the cards I got in the last reading. So I think we'll keep them. But I also just want to pull, one more for each one just to see what's going to come forward. Okay, well then we'll go with it and we'll extend on it. Sometimes I'll shuffle them all again because it's just, it seems like it's too much of a coincidence. But then again, the universe works the way it works, and maybe these same cards need to come out with this message as well. So let's take a look. So our message here is all around igniting that passion. And we have, looking at numbers, we have a couple of 8s, a couple of 6s, a couple of 5s. So 5, 6, and 8 may be important. We also have another number 11 on top of this one. So 5, 6, 8, and 11. They may be important watch out for, or they could be pertaining to dates. They could be pertaining to passage of time, days, weeks, that kind of thing. It'll be different for everyone, but it's always interesting to me to look at that. So we've got number 8, trapped in fear. And this is an emotional card when it's surrounded, or a mental one when it's surrounded by the indigo here. So something around your wanting to rise up and, share this passion with the world, something has had you trapped within that, preventing you from doing that. And if it's romantic, something is stopping you from initiating or receiving or going to the next level. And if it's not romantic, something that, you feel really deeply, strongly about, you've had a block around that's fear-based. But then we've got 2 major arcana on top of that. So that's really beautiful. You've got balance, number 11. So again, that's all about achieving balance, finding balance, to move through that place of fear and allow yourself to shine. Give yourself that permission to do that thing that you love so much, or to commit to that, to that union, to that connection that is so important to you, that you feel so passionate about. And you've got number 21 here, which is the universe. So that would be the world card. Like, that's absolutely beautiful. In a regular tarot, that's about accomplishment, fulfillment, involvement, So you are going to come into this space where your things will open up for you a great deal. And these are both major arcana, so they speak to more major life events, or more significant, not just sort of day to day, this day it might be a little bit this way. This is sort of a shifty thing where things are shifting for you. And with regard to this passion, allowing yourself to inflame your purpose, so you could be really discovering what your inner calling is, what your inner purpose is. And maybe you've had glimmers of that, but you've been afraid to really step out. And the universe is telling you, step out. We've got you here. Like, we've just got your back all the way around. So that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So on top of this here, we've got emotional withdrawal. So this is this pertains to emotions and cups. So this would be where, again, trapped in fear, emotional withdrawal, they're both number 8s, where you've pulled yourself back and you've just been in contemplation. But you've also been there from a fear-based perspective, not from an intentional solitude to work through the stuff. It's kind of trapped you a bit. And these emotions, being overwhelmed perhaps, or not being trapped in fear, not knowing what decision to make, you've kind of sat in that space, but you're moving through that because you have this 2 6s together. You have the number 6 moving on, and this is the mental card where thought forms. So things are going to clear up for you from the perspective of your mind and your thought forms. You're going to be able to think more clearly, move through things more clearly, and release through this full moon those things that have been preventing you from following your passion, following your calling, committing wholeheartedly to that connection, that relationship, whatever it pertains to. And we've got memories of love here, number 6, which is emotional as well. When it's surrounded by green, it's the emotions, so it's how you feel, it's your desires, it's your love, it's your joy. So we've got memories of love. So it may be that you're a little nostalgic, about moving into this new area. Perhaps you're a little nostalgic, if this is romantic, about past love. But this is supposed to be a nice card, a beautiful card where there's a little bit of nostalgia there, but it's lovely. Like, 6s are all about harmony. And when it comes up emotional like this is about grace and having, goodwill and just sort of cherishing things. So this full moon is also an opportunity for you to recognize, those good spaces in your past, those memories that bring that positive nostalgia up for you, where you remember them and you feel good, to acknowledge those pieces as well. You're being called to acknowledge those, as well as, finding balance with the other emotions that are more fear-based, and allowing yourself to move through and evolve, move on from that lowering vibration into a more uplifting, higher vibration. And we've got 2 more major arcana again coming through here with this number 5. So obstacles and challenges. This is a spiritually based card. So you've been facing obstacles and challenges when it comes to this, and you felt it. You felt like you were on the path. You see the orbs are there and they're scattered. You felt like you were on a path, you're following the path, and then the path stopped, so to speak. Or there was a glitch in the process, maybe through your physical life. You faced some resistance, or you had some old triggers come up that sort of stopped you in your tracks, and you became a little bit fear-based there. This full moon energy, the universe has just solidly got you. There are not cards that will show you more support than the universe card, than God speaks, your connection to source, and this ethereal touch, all of your guides, angels, all of that, everything is there to support you. You just have to call on it, with intention. I want your support. Please support me to achieve these goals, and then write those goals through this. And that could be a good new moon activity, but through this full moon, it's all about releasing this energy so that you are transmuting all of this and preparing for what is to come here. And with the universe card, there's something fantastic that's coming. It's opening up the space for that to happen, for your calling. And we have number 5 and number 8, or sort of 9 and 5. So number 9 is solitude. That would be the hermit. So you may have definitely pulled in and been in contemplation, really stuck in this, this lowering space, and not really knowing what to do with it and how to move through it. But you do some meditations, guided meditations online if you need to. Do some free writing, free journaling, whatever comes up. Don't judge it, just write. And then, burn it on full moon. Set affirmations and intentions for yourself. You can move through this. If you have friends, people that that are in your support system that you can rely on, that can hold the space and work with you as well, rely on them as well to move through this. And this transmutes, though, into wisdom. So you are transmuting this energy that you've been dealing with and all these old triggers. You're now moving through that, through this full moon energy. You're releasing all of those things in preparation for this and this. Like the universe wants to come forward. It's speaking in a big way that universal energies want to support you and help you to manifest your passion, to find your calling. What is your life path? This could really be that specific for some of you. But it's all about releasing those lowering vibrations, those lowering memories, cellular triggers, that kind of thing. And the full moon energy is a beautiful space to be able to do that. And you'll be coming out of this hermit mode, and you're going to be moving on and moving into things that are just so much more fulfilling for you. So over the next few days, be gentle with yourself and allow yourself this process. Try to look at the lowering vibrations as neutrally as you can. Don't get too attached to them again. Just try and view them from an observer's point of view, and really lean into, what are you passionate about? Like, what if I could do anything I wanted to do? What could that be, right? All right, so let's draw one more card. And please remember to click on the triangle and click like and subscribe for me, and help for me to build my channel and grow. That'd be really awesome. Thank you. So you have surrender to rest and sleep. See, I just said be gentle with yourself over these next few days. Yes. So to prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. So there it is. You've got to be good to yourself and allow yourself that space. honor who you are, and you have this beautiful new, new journey that wants to come forward and is unfolding for you as you allow that to happen. So this full moon, make sure you allow lots of release to open up the space for all of these great and juicy things to come. So if you've chosen the third deck, this is your full moon reading for February 2021. Thank you so much for sticking with it, and remember to live big and shine your light bright. Until next time.